Welcome everyone to Tarot and the Moons. My name is Ingrid. Let's get started. Woof. I want you to just take that deep breath in and let it go. We have a full moon on July 29th, and it feels like a doozy to me. So the full moon has been always regarded in both the esoteric and modern traditions as this moment of illumination. And it is a time when hidden contents of our emotional body become visible. They sort of illuminate our unconscious patterns, our desires and fears, our aspirations into a conscious awareness. Esoterically, the moon is not just this celestial body influencing our moods, right? It represents the space of our past, our sort of inherited instinctual reactions, our emotional memory. That's what the moon represents. And rather than creating emotions, right? The moon is not creating emotions. It's amplifying what's already there, especially a full moon. It's amplifying the emotions that already exist inside of us. So I've been getting a lot of like, how do I regulate my emotions and that kind of sort of response. And emotional regulation is less about suppressing your feelings, and it's more about witnessing them with a different type of clarity. Every emotional wave offers us an opportunity to choose conscious responses over a conditioned reaction. So that's how you regulate, by being consciously aware of your emotional state. In this way, the moon becomes sort of a teacher in self mastery, of revealing what is the true emotional stability that comes not from controlling our experiences or even suppressing them, but rather understanding its deeper purpose. And by the way, when I did the meditation for this full moon, the word that came up was purpose. So let me slow this down and let's talk about the moon astrological signs, right? So we have a full moon in Vedic astrology. They're telling us that the full moon is in the astrological sign of Capricorn, and in Western tropical astrology, they're telling us that this full moon is in the sign of Aquarius. With the esoteric, and I am looking at these things with the esoteric lens, because I find that when I look at it from just the mundane or Western perspective, there's something that's a little bit flat and it doesn't go deeper into our soul's understanding of the complexity, really, of our emotional body. And so when we're looking at Capricorn through the esoteric lens, it's something. This sign is activating something within us that's actually beyond just worldly achievements, which is a traditional understanding of Capricorn. I want you to see Capricorn instead as a mountain, and it's a mountain in which our soul is climbing toward as an initiation. So Capricorn with this full moon is an initiatory experience, and it's an archetype type of disciplined evolution, where every challenge is serving sort of as a stepping stone toward spiritual maturity, while our personality is often experiencing Capricorn as responsibility, endurance, perseverance. Our soul's matrix is recognizing Capricorn as a sacred ascent toward a higher consciousness. So emotionally, Capricorn is teaching us the containment of our emotions rather than this suppressing of our emotions. Feelings are really going to be refined during this Capricorn engagement, because It has the power of patience, and it tests us through times to transform our wisdom through the experiences that we have. So the emotional body is really learning with this Capricornian engagement that resilience is not emotional numbness. That's not how you regulate your emotions, but it's rather about our capacity to remain centered in the midst of chaos, right? So within esoteric astrology, Capricorn is associated with humanity's great initiatory gateway. This is a big one, guys. That's why I began this with breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Capricorn is going to symbolize this point where our ambition is yielding to our spiritual purpose. That was the word that came out, purpose. And so this mountain, right, that I want you to envision is really representing the obstacles that we collectively have to overcome. And under this full moon, our emotions are going to be surrounded by legacy, by commitment, by personal integrity, by responsibility, because those are the archetypal characteristics of Capricorn, right? So you're being asked to invite in legacy, invite in commitment, invite in responsibility for the purpose of self mastery, for the purpose of initiating ourselves into a structure that is spiritual. Okay. Now, Saturn traditionally governs this particular archetype of Capricorn. And Saturn also governs time. And it reminds us that growth unfolds through patience, consistent effort, and over time. Its influence during this Capricorn engagement is going to highlight these themes of discipline, like I said before, even accountability, limitations, our maturity, because that's what Saturn does. Saturn's lesson is not necessarily for you to feel restrictions, even though initially that might be the feeling, but it's ultimately to create a different kind of stability that's needed for our genuine freedom. So in this way, Saturn, which governs Capricorn, is encouraging us to feel endurance, to feel authentic strength, to feel what it's like to be a responsible being. Now, when we switch over to the Western astrology, they're telling us the full moon is under this archetype of the Aquarius sign, which is sometimes misunderstood as detachment or emotional distance, but it really represents the waters of life of humanity. And its symbol is that of a water bearer that's not necessarily holding emotions, although it may seem that way, but it's actually seeking to elevate our emotions into compassionate service, into a universal understanding. So Aquarius is reminding us that personal healing is coming from a collective healing, not necessarily an individual healing, but a collective healing where we're going to be offered wisdom, hope, and vision for ourselves ultimately, but ultimately also for the collective. So the emotional evolution of an Aquarius is this movement from my feelings to our shared humanitarian feelings. So esoterically, Aquarius is a sign of group consciousness, of spiritual distributions within a group. And it symbolizes that the soul is sort of gathering wisdom through experience. And it's now pouring that wisdom outward for the benefit of the whole. So during this full moon, emotions surrounding belonging, community, innovation, freedom, future possibilities are going to be illuminated, right? Because that's the energy of Aquarius. And rather than seeking emotional stability through some sort of external validation, Aquarius energy is really inviting us to cultivate emotional objectivity, which is another way to regulate our emotions and allow for the compassion to arise within us so that we can be sort of um, holding space for the awareness of love to flow freely through our collective consciousness. Now, Uranus is the planetary rulership of Aquarius. Uranus is introducing some sort of sudden insight, some liberation, some quick awakening collectively. And together, it's creating sort of like this dynamic balance between preserving our wisdom and embracing a sudden transformation. Okay. And Uranus is inspiring us to sort of break through the challenges that are outdating our patterns in order for us to, in order for us to sort of expand collectively. So we're breaking through our outdated patterns to expand collectively. So emotionally, this particular energy of Aquarius is encouraging us to release individual limiting beliefs and embrace something unexpected in the greater collective engagement. Now, as I said before, when I was doing my meditation, the word that came up was purpose. And that's because Capricorn and Aquarius, from an evolutionary perspective, is representing, like, for example, Capricorn is representing this discipline, right? And it is a discipline that's climbing up toward spiritual realization, whereas Aquarius is a natural expression of that realization. And so for us to bridge these two, there has to be a purpose, a self-mastery that's necessary in order to become conscious. So purpose is this bridge connecting these two archetypes. For Capricorn, purpose is forged through discipline, like I said before, inner transformation and perseverance. And in Aquarius, purpose is fulfilled through contribution. What is your contribution to the collective? What is the collective service? What is the shared wisdom of humanity, right? So we're looking for that purpose during this full moon period from now until the new moon. And together, I think these signs are really revealing that spiritual evolution is never about a personal achievement. Spiritual evolution is about reminding ourselves to uplift others during the process. The process of what? The process of being a human being. So channel in your consciousness, your compassion, your wisdom, your responsibilities with grace, because this full moon, with this energy of purpose, is asking us to step up to emotional mastery, not as a destination, but as a foundation for purposeful living, which means selfless service to humanity. All right. It feels big. That's why I want you to breathe this in, because it feels big, right? We're so used to being in that insular space of, I'm doing this for me, or this is my life purpose, or this is what I want to achieve, or this is my goal. We're switching that during this full moon period to asking yourself, what is your purpose for humanity? What is your contribution to humanity? All right. All right. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's go on to the next slide, where I'm going to share a little bit with you about the archetypes that are in tarot that are at play during this full moon period. So here we are. It's going to be a full moon according to Vedic astrologers. This full moon on the 29th is in the sidereal sign of Capricorn. And according to Western tropical astrology, this full moon is in the sign of Aquarius. All right. So once again, we've got that full moon. I'll put that there. And Saturn rules Capricorn. And also rules in the tarot these two archetypes, which is the devil archetype and the world. Let's talk a little bit about the devil archetype. Here you go. And this particular archetype is about addiction, depression, mental health issues, secrecy, obsessions, cheating, dependency, bondage, materialism, sexual abuse, etc. Anything that chains you down, both it could be physically, but primarily mentally. And it's more less challenging because the devil archetype is already challenging, but if we're going to speak about it in the less challenging, right, when you've mastered this archetype, we're talking about release from bondage, we're talking about releasing and removing change, we're talking about um releasing dependency, releasing greed, releasing instability, okay, and feeling the shedding of ego. Now, when we're looking at the world card, we are looking at the successes, the achievements, accomplishments, travel sometimes comes into play with the world, a sense of belonging, a sense of wholeness. In its more challenging aspect, the world can be about a lack of success, stagnation, lack of achievement, disappointment, burdens also comes in here, and a lack of completion, right? So that's going to be, let me move this over here. That's going to be Capricorn. So if I gravitate toward one of these two archetypes, you know that you are being heavily influenced by Saturn and also the Capricorn aspect of this full moon. Now, when we're looking at Aquarius, that is ruled by Uranus. And Uranus in the tarot rules the Fool card and the Star card. I'm just moving that here so I can put this here. And whenever we're dealing with the Fool, this is about innocence. This is about an originality. This is about a new adventure. This is about sometimes, yeah, it could be about foolishness. It could be about carelessness. It could be about spontaneity. And it could be about also taking risks in life. And when we're looking at this card in its more challenging aspect, it is about this fear of the unknown, having an impulsive action that's not really thought out, having poor judgment, being naive, right? So that's the energy of this particular archetype of the Fool. Now, when we're looking at the star vibration, the star is about hope. It's about recognition. It's about being inspired. It's about spirituality. It's about healing. It's about positivity. It's about tranquility, enjoyment, faith in the future, right? On its more challenging aspect, this can be about hopelessness. This can be about despair. This can be about focusing on the negative rather than the positive. This could be about a lack of creativity, or this energy of boredom also can come in with the challenges of the star vibration. So if I gravitate toward the star, you know that you are being, or the star or the Fool, you know that you are being heavily influenced by the Aquarius moon and Uranus in particular. All right, let's move on to the next slide where we're going to start the readings. So we're going to do the reading. We're going to begin with the energy of Aquarius, which is, oops, up here. And we're going to make our way around and end with Capricorn. All right. The decks that I am using, I'm using the One World Tarot because of this energy of the collective, right? Of being here for each other. And then I'm also using as an oracle the cosmic energy because, again, this theme of the collective, right? Of being here on a much larger scale for ourselves. You have to sort of zoom out of your everyday individual experience and look at this particular full moon as a global, collective, even cosmic event. All right, so I will be using these cards just for identifiers. And again, we begin with Aquarius. So let's see what archetype is appearing here for you. And you've got the 10 of Wands. So there's this feeling of having worked hard, doing a lot. And I am actually gravitating toward the world, doing a lot during this time period that can be about the creative energies, about um, things that you want to complete, things that you want to just wrap up. And it reminded me of the world archetype here because the world archetype is about that wholeness. It is about that completion point. It is about feeling this sense of completion. So you're going to be experiencing the sense of completion that has come from some hard work that you've been enduring. And you have here the guide of cleansing. Cleanse your mind and spirit, remove negative energy. I think that's a really wonderful way to engage this particular full moon, to go into the space of wrapping something up and going into this energy of cleansing your energy to begin something new. All right, let's put that here and this over here. And I did pre-shuffle the cards, everyone. So in case you're wondering, and then we put this in here. And remember that during a full moon, it's a perfect time to release something, right? To release something that's weighing you down, or even to allow something to be illuminated, right? And also keep in mind that I am focusing on the moon, but you can also look at your sun sign and your ascendant sign and see what story is actually unfolding there for you. So Pisces, what do we have here? You've got the Page of Swords. So there's a message that's coming through here for you with this Page of Swords of you just wanting to walk away from certain types of responsibilities or even certain kinds of gossips that's kind of like heading your way that you just don't have time to deal with. So this is very much a message that's coming to you about, it feels like to me a little bit gossipy. So yeah, just walk away from it. Let's see what your guidance. Oh, sorry. I should have said that I was feeling into the Fool card here because there's something about the backstory of this gossip thing that's a little bit foolish, a little bit silly for me. So I'm gravitating toward the Fool and just this energy of walking away. And then your guidance is for this full moon, discover the treasures within, follow your passion. I feel like this is very much tied to this energy of the Fool. You want to keep on your own route. You want to keep on your own path. You want to keep on your own trajectory and discover other treasures versus this other energy that's wanting to engage a little bit of discord with some gossipy stuff. That's, for me, seems a little silly. All right. Oops, sorry about that. Next we have, should be Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Let's see what you have here. And you've got the Eight of Swords. Whenever I see the Eight of Swords, it's like someone is just creating drama out of their own making, out of their own unwillingness to see what's up ahead, to see what's, and I'm being drawn here to the devil archetype, to see what the pitfalls were, right? Because you have created something in your mind that has essentially kept you trapped and kept you feeling bondage, right? So don't forget that all of these cards have their challenges and their positive attributes. And focus on the freedom, focus on letting go, focus on changing the way that you see the world. Even the eight, right? The eight, when we write the eight is like this, but when we turn it around sideways, horizontally, it's actually an infinity symbol. So learn how to see your world differently during this 2-week period before we get into that new moon. Okay, next we have Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And we've got the 10 of Pentacles. This is the happy family. This is about generations. This is about lineage, right? I was drawn to the star lineage. This is about you reconnecting with the lineage in your family, with the ancestors in your family, and including your future generations as well. So there's a lot of family engagement here for you that's going to be serving as a blessing. Let's see what you have for guidance. And this is freedom. Freedom comes from inner liberation. This is beautiful. I feel like this is also this energy of freedom, knowing that the family engagement is there supporting you, potentially even financially. Nice. And next we have Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And let's see what you have here. You've got the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords here, and I am drawn here to the devil archetype. The green, green, interesting, because if that color is coming out, I feel like this is all about you opening up your heart chakra, opening up your ability to speak your truth in order to liberate you from something that's been holding you back, holding you down, keeping you locked up, especially in your heart chakra area because of that green that came up. And here we have miracles. Miracles are everywhere. Keep the faith. Don't allow this entrapment to take hold of you. Remember that the full moon is a perfect time to release what's not working for you. Use the power of your voice. Use the power of your truth telling to activate this field of miracle for you so that you can feel and be free from the chains that are holding you back. What do we have here for Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising? We've got the Four of Swords, right? So this is all about you taking it easy. Relax into this full moon period. Don't try, and I'm being drawn here to the World card, don't try to change things. Sometimes when I see this card, it's because we have been working a lot and we never stopped, right? When we get the World card, it's the time to stop. It's the time to pause, and it's the time to celebrate your victories. So take the time to pause, stop working, put your sword down, and celebrate the victories that are coming your way. Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Let's see what you have. Hope. Hope is the light in the darkness. Never extinguish it. Perfect. Dream about hope. Be in the space of hope. Be in the space of light, right? Knowing that this inner light is inside of you, but you're definitely being guided to take a pause, right? Take a pause. And if anything, if you do anything, it's to celebrate your achievements and your successes with that World card. Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and you've got the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords is asking, where did you betray yourself, right? I'm going to bring in that devil archetype. Where did you betray yourself? Where are you not fulfilling your cosmic engagement during this time of the year, actually, where you made a decision to soar, but your mindset is keeping you down. Your mindset is betraying you and making you feel a little bit beholden to things of the past that did not nurture you. That does not nurture you, right? That does not nurture you. So don't betray yourself during this time period, and make sure that you start changing your mindset so that you're more in the space of rising than in the space of falling down into the minutia of overthinking, overanalyzing, of not fulfilling the promises that you've made to yourself. That kind of energy will keep you trapped. Let's see what the cosmic oracle says. Inspiration. Inspiration is everywhere. Capture your ideas. I feel like this is an idea or something that you've overthought, overanalyzed, over engaged with, and you really have to kind of like let that go and be inspired, right? In spiritu, in the spirit of the rising, right? In the spirit of freedom. Okay, let's put that there, that here, that here. And next we have Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And you've got the Six of Wands. This is a victory card, right? So again, I'm being drawn here to the other victory card, the card of achievement, which is the World. So you're finally feeling this victory. You're finally feeling this respect, possibly even from those within your family, for this new full moon period of time. And your guidance is creativity. Creativity is your inner expression. Unleash it. I was actually going to say also creativity, because that six energy is part of the creative field. It's 3, 6, and 9. And part of this is about you nurturing your creativity so that you can feel the energy of the world, which is this activation of a new beginning, of a new energy moving forward for this full moon period. And that was for Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Next, we have here Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And you've got the Six of Swords. So you're moving into calmer waters after a moment of intensity, after a moment of being dealt cards that were not what you had desired. So moving to smoother waters means that you're in this field of hope. You're in this field of blessings, and you're going toward the blessings that are coming to you. That is what the star card vibration is bringing. And here you have collaboration. Collaboration achieves greater goals. So even in looking at the Six of Swords, you can see a collaborative engagement of someone else also pushing you along, and your child or your inner child, into the space of safety, into the space of calmer waters. So be in the spirit of collaboration. And this is also cosmic collaboration, the whole card. That was a nice one. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, what do you have coming here? You have the Queen of Pentacles, right? So this is all about you being in your queendomhood. Pay attention to your finances during this period of time. This is a moment in time in which you are claiming your, I feel like, stardom. You're claiming what you have worked really hard for, knowing that you are being guided by divine light. Self-love. Self-love is the foundation of all love. And this, doesn't this even look like self-love, right? Like just really honoring yourself, honoring what you've worked hard for, honoring the riches in your life, because you are blessed and there are more blessings coming your way. All right, we have next Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What do we have here for the Sag? I picked up 2 cards. Page of Cups. You're getting a specific um, information. Sometimes, Sag, you guys can act a little bit selfish. But in that selfishness, in that world of, and I'm drawn here to the full, in that world of you just thinking about yourself, right? Going at it for, going into your journey for yourself, you are going to be receiving a message. And you can see here the little fish, right? There's a I don't want to say spiritual, but more like a cosmic, sacred message that you will be receiving, due in part because you follow your own trajectory most of the time. So yeah, that's really, pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to what arises from the subconscious realms. And here we have courage. Courage lies within you. You have the power to overcome anything. So perhaps one of the messages that you're getting is this message of courage. Don't bog yourself down with unnecessary baggage. Be in this adventurous space, in this space of taking a risk, but do so in a way that is not foolish, right? Like going on a vacation and leaving your immediate family behind, like your wife or husband or kids, when they need you, is a foolish act, right? You don't want to do that. You want to have the courage to face whatever needs to be faced, and then also pay attention to the subconscious realm, which can give you information to step up to the plate and be courageous. Okie dokes. And we have, after Sagittarius, Capricorn, you are it. This is the final card. And you are in celebration. Woohoo! This is celebrate with your friends, celebrate with your family, celebrate. And I also feel, and I am bringing my eyes towards the Hope card. I also feel that this is about you acknowledging that you're going to be emotionally okay, acknowledging that you have met an emotional um, challenge that you have overcome. And yes, it is important to celebrate those as well and celebrate with your friends. And we have here peace. Oh, I love this for Capricorns. Find inner peace in moments of stillness. This is beautiful. Capricorn, thank you. You're ending this reading by giving us all courage that we will find truth, that blessings are here to come toward us collectively, and there will be plenty of reasons for us to celebrate. Thank you for this full moon to the Capricorns and the Aquarius. Okay, everyone, stay safe. Be well, and I'll catch you on the new moon. Bye.